Alright guys, well, in that last video I may have got a puncture, but at least I know it works. So in this video I'm going to take all the batteries out, take all the electrics out, strip it all down and get it painted. And once I've done that, I'm going to make two little fairings to hide all the electrics. And when everything's finished, I'm going to take it out for a test drive and see what people think of it. So let's get making. Next I'm going to paint the forks, but before I do that I have to remove all the stickers, sand it all down and then mask off all the pieces that I don't want paint on. Oh no. Well, for the last half an hour I've just been looking at this and thinking, how am I going to make this fairing? I've got no idea. So I've decided I'm just going to get some plywood and I'm just going to start cutting pieces and putting it in position and change it as I go along. And hopefully I'll get to a point where something just clicks. And then when I get to that point, I'll just, like I said, I'll just change it as I go along. I really have no idea. So let's just get on with it. The sort of thing that I'm trying to achieve is a curve like this. And when you look at it from the front, it's a sort of oval shape, basically. And then from the side view, something that looks a bit like this. And that way, the two bars that come down here and get welded to the frame, well, the welding will be behind. It'll be behind the fairing. And all the wires for the speed controller will be behind the fairing as well. And hopefully, when you look at it from the front, I might be able to put some sort of wire mesh grill. I don't know. Let's just get on with it. I drew the outline of the fairing and I drew it full size, which is to here. But then I remembered that because it's going to be curved, I don't know how much yet, but because it's going to be curved, this obviously it needs to be a bit bigger because of this space. So I've added a little bit on. Let's just see what happens. I've had a little idea how to make this fairing. I don't know if it's going to work, but hey, this is my idea. I've got some MDF pieces, cut them into squares, glued them on top of each other, and I've cut them so that they fit into this frame. Here we go. Hang on, let's get that back in. Well, it fit before. There we go. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I've got to start trimming this. I've made myself a little template. I'm going to trim it until I get a basic shape. And once I've got a basic shape, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use this to make a mould. And then I'm going to make the fairing out of fiberglass so that it's still strong, but it's really light. I don't know if it's going to work. But hey, I'm going to start hacking this, come back in a minute and see how I get on. Well, I've managed to get the bottom finished within reason. So now what I have to do is remove these two screws and then round the side, well, remove the 4 screws and round both the sides in. And once I've done that, I can then add some pieces on the back to extend it a little bit and remove it and finish the top section. So let's get on with it. Now that I've got the shape of the fairing, I need to put it into a mould full of plaster. But I don't want the plaster falling onto the inside. So I've had to build up the sides, and I've done that with expanding foam. So now what I have to do is just trim everything so it's nice and smooth. Well guys, you've just seen me and my cat making this plug. And then what I did, I made a mould, covered this with wax, but because of its shape, I've got to make it in two pieces. So I've done the bottom half, you can see where I've done up to. And then I've put fiberglass in the bottom, and now I'm just going to try and release it. Let's see how it turns out. Oh, look at that. Now that is not bad. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Now what I'll do is I'll cover it all with body filler and sand it down, and then I've just got to make the big piece. I'll empty this box and I'll reuse it for the top half. At the beginning of this video, I know I said I was going to finish it off and take it out for a spin, but making these moulds and this plug is a lot more time consuming than I imagined. So just to finish this video off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off the small furring that goes on the back, just to show you how I've done it and get it painted and see what it looks like. And then next time you'll see the thing complete. I know I've said that before, but honestly, next time we'll get it done. So let's get making, eh? On the back, there's going to be a little furring that's this shape. So I made this plug, this mould, and this is the furring. It just needs cleaning up now and then painting. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now that I've finished the furring, I've covered it with body filler and sanded it perfectly smooth. And the next thing I have to do is spray it with primer filler, and that'll show up any little pieces that I've missed, any imperfections. And once that's all done, I can then paint it, and behind these two holes I'm going to put some sort of mesh just to make it look like an intake. So let's go and do that then. Well, there we go. I've sprayed it with primer, touched up all the imperfections, and now it's ready for a coat of paint. Well, there we are, the two rear fairings all finished, the caliper's been painted up, and there's the front fairing. I managed to fit the two intakes and put the grille behind. There's the bodywork, and everything's been painted up. Well, there you go guys, all I have to do now is put it back together, and then I can take it for a test drive, which will probably be about a week. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching guys, catch you next time.